And welcome back, everybody, once again to FTB Pyramid Reborn. I am TJ the Obscure here with you, flying up in the sky. Man, this environmental controller seems a little overpowered if you ask me. It does require a significant chunk of power to run, but I currently have regen, saturation, speed 3. I think I have regen 3, speed 3. Do I have regen 3? Oh no, I just have regular regen, but we could probably improve that to regen 3 without any significant costs, and flight. And what I've noticed, I was taking fall damage for a long time, but now I seem to be able to go as high as I want before the flight kicks off. Hopefully this still works. It was working yesterday. It'd be hilarious if it didn't work though. Yeah, and I take no damage. I mean, we do have resistance 4. It makes the fall damage sound. But I'm guessing the resistance 4 combined with all of the armor totally prevents any kind of fall damage. So it just seems a little overpowered to me. You may want to tweak it a little bit, Mr. Mod developers. Although I doubt anybody who develops the mods is actually watching. Anyways, I've upped my power supply. We currently have 112 million there, and then we have 150 million there. We still have all of our TNT generators going, although that they're mainly only running for the MFUs. Although I think these are full now, so all it's doing is generating lava at this point, and we do have quite a bit of lava. I have improved the wither farm. We now have 5 wither generators, which does increase the radius in which you get the wither effect. But again, with all this stuff going on, it doesn't really matter. It's more annoying than anything else. But five generators. Oh, that speed 3. I'm still getting used to it, and I have a few other things that I've added to my equipment. But pretty much have 3 wither generators now, and this is another instance where I wish I could record everything that I do on here. It's not really feasible or practical, but I had to enlarge this because whenever I added the second wither builder, they started escaping, and that was a lot of fun. It seems like mob griefing is off. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be off or if it's part of a mod or something, but the wither explosions don't destroy anything. I had some ghasts as well that escaped out here, and we're shooting gas balls everywhere, and nothing blew up or anything. So not entirely sure, but it was pretty funny. So it's now too thick around most of the edges, and just a little bigger as well. We're pumping soul sand in from this resource generator over here, and we're creating far too much than we actually need. But that doesn't matter, and we're generating wither skulls over here. Wither skulls are being transported. All of the other mob drops from here are going through these pipes into our... Oh gosh, a little bit of lag there. In fact, a lot of lag. Oh, you know what? We gotta be careful. Is this still going? This is still going. Okay. But I think it's full now, right? Just about full. Yeah, it's not an ideal setup, but it's what I worked on, and I'll talk about this here in a little bit. But I left the XP drain on, and I got really bad lag at one point. So let's just go ahead and turn it off for now. But I'll come back to that here in a moment. So 5 generators, and it doesn't even seem like they all need to run at once. They're all full. So we're actually generating excess nether stars, and could even add some additional generators here, I'm sure. Although we would need to expand our power supply and our power consumption to actually make use of them, which shouldn't be a problem here soon enough. I realized one thing that I want to do this episode is work on spawning a dragon. I don't think we need this anymore. It has 10 million RF in it, but maybe we need it for something else. But to summon the dragon now, I mean, it's 1.12, so you can simply do that in the nether with end crystals. At least I think you can. I've never actually done it myself, but I'm pretty sure we can just make some of these guys. I actually already made a bunch of them. And just start spawning the dragon in the end ourselves, because I would eventually like to get the dragon armor. Where's it at? Dragon leggings, dragon boots, this stuff. Gives you, I don't know how many of these scales we get. We're gonna need 24, it looks like. I still can't find iridium for the jetpack attachment, but it doesn't matter now because we can just fly. We can fly everywhere, but you know, only around our base. And I actually don't know what happened to my jetpack. I think it may have disappeared, or I threw it away or something, because I've totally lost track of it. And I don't see it in here. Do you guys see it in here? I don't see it in here, so I don't think it's in there. But yeah, so I wanted to get a bunch of these end crystals, and you need gas tiers in order to make them. And I was in the nether trying to make use of my mob grinder to farm ghasts, but I was getting maybe like 1 every hour. So instead of doing that, I captured a ghast and set up another mob duplicator with a mob crusher attachment. I was hoping that it would be self-sustaining, so that because you need fluid essence to run this guy. And so I was thinking, well, if we just get 1 bucket of essence, put it in there, and then killing them will collect essence, and it would just all be self-sustaining. The duplicator would be fed with essence from the crusher, and so on and so forth. It's not quite self-sustaining. I think if this were bigger and we could spawn more ghasts at once, it might be. Or maybe it's just not intended to be. But I'll show that off here in a moment. Well, let's just go ahead and do this, shall we? Go away, water. We do not need you. I just want to grab a bucket of this stuff. I'm just gonna have to wait for it to build up to 1,000, which shouldn't take too long. And definitely we would want to expand this to make this as efficient as possible, but I'm not gonna worry about that at the moment. Okay, we got our essence bucket. Let's go ahead and turn this guy back on. Although there's plenty of wither skulls there to last us a while. So if we put that in there and turn the mob duplicator on, it'll start spawning ghasts. And the reason it's so large is because the mob spawning space was allowing them to spawn like out here and stuff. I ended up with maybe like 20 ghasts just flying around. It was fun. But you can see it works pretty well, and it collects the essence, collects all the drops. And it'll, off of 1 bucket, you can spawn quite a few of them. That'll keep going for a while. But you lose, it looks like you lose like maybe your 20 or 40 MB per spawn. It's kind of hard to tell. But if we were to make another thing with Cursed Earth and set it up over here, we could, of course, just automate all of this. But I don't need that many gas tiers. It only takes 1 per end crystal, so let's just go ahead and turn that guy off. So yeah, ghast spawner, really powerful wither generators that are providing us with pretty much as much power as we're ever going to need, I think. I say that, but you know we'll run out of power at some point. And I have had some issues with things clogging up. Like my crafter was still connected to a regular old mechanical redstone furnace, or whatever the heck they're called, the ones that are hand powered. And so whenever it ran out of power, this got all backed up and things weren't going well. So I've connected it to a power source so that it won't shut down. I was getting backed up with bones over here. Oh, gosh, and we still are getting backed up with bones. Okay, well, maybe what I want to do then is, oh, give me the bones, give me the bones, give me the bones, give me the bones. You know what I can do to help this out? Just turn it off, turn it off. There we go. Is add bones to this as well. Actually, we would need to turn that into a whitelist. Okay, well, Whatever, we'll have to figure that out eventually. Let's just go ahead and toss these guys out. One thing that I could do is make more death generators and connect those guys up, and maybe it would consume enough of the bones. I could also expand my potato farm so that it's consuming more bones, but I don't really feel like either of those things is necessary. What would be better is to just you know, spit the bones out into a void chest or something like that. But the death generators are up. They're not running at this point, I guess, because they're not needed for power. But they're up and running over in the distance so that I don't have to get too close to them. And what else? What else have I love how, like, the nuclear reactor is just kind of, I don't know, the EU power system is just, compared to some of this other stuff, it seems really outdated and tedious and unnecessary. Unless you specifically need something with EU power, which I think there are things to even, you know, turn RF power to EU power. So, yeah, it's just... I remember those used to be like what everybody would aim to do, is to set up some crazy elaborate nuclear reactor. Well, I guess that's not the case anymore. And this thing, all this immersive engineering it's so cool. And if I were to play a mod pack with like only it, I think I would have fun with it. But it's it pales in comparison to what the other generators can do. And let's start off by completing one of the objectives, I think is what I want to do. I had a really scary moment where, you know, I was over here. Oh, that's speed 3. I was over here, and of course, my flight runs out, I think, right about here. Roundabouts there, maybe. Yeah, you can see it ticking down now. Or maybe not. I guess it's maybe over here. Whatever, it stops somewhere around here. And as I was running back, I was flying, and I flew just barely over this thing, and I fell down without my flight abilities. But even then, like, you can easily get back just using this ender pearl. Although this ender pearl did kill me at one point, it's pretty much prevents you from being able to die to the void or anything, so long as you're quick to use it, of course. So yeah, we want to start off today with the material stonework factory, and I think that we were maybe supposed to go this direction. I don't know. I think because I can't access the guide anymore. There goes all of our stuff. I think it's supposed to work. Oh, I still have speed though. Whatever. I think you're supposed to go around it like this. Maybe is what you're supposed to do. And then to the material stonework factory, and so on and so forth. But maybe that's not right. I don't know. Whatever. That's what we're making right now. I already have all the materials for it. Not too difficult to get. Oh, come on, flight. Kick back on. Fine, we're just going to do this then. Oh, I don't even need to do that. I do need to grab a water bucket, though. Let's just go ahead and grab that water source. Let's see here. Material stonework factory. There you are. The hardest thing to get in this is the pink slime from industrial foregoing. To get the pink slime, you have to use, it's not the mob crusher, but the mob slaughterhouse factory, I think, the mob slaughter factory. And this will produce pink slime for you. And then once you have the pink slime, I don't know if there's enough there, to be honest. Oh gosh. Oh, there is. You simply place it, and after a while, this will turn into a little pink slime mob, and then you can kill that. This would probably be pretty simple to automate, assuming that you can place the slime somehow using an automated placer or dropper. And sometimes it takes a while for it to transform. Sometimes it transforms right away. They do seem to despawn quickly. Based on my experience, where I've like placed a few buckets, left, and then come back, and they were all despawned. But that's definitely the hardest thing to get for the stonework factory, material stonework factory. Everything else is pretty basic. So we'll go ahead and make that, and I think this will make cobblestone. Start generating cobblestone. It has 4 operations that the machine can do. It can smelt items, 2x2 craft them, it can grind. It can grind them, and it can 3x3 craft them. So it's like a improved crafting furnace type thing. I believe that Draconic, what's the name of the mod again? Draconic something. Draconic Evolution has a similar kind of improved crafting furnace type block. Whatever. Let's go ahead and place it. I almost don't even need the speed 3 because flying. Although the speed 3 might affect my flight speed as well. I'm not entirely sure. It's still giving me this stuff, which is perfectly fine. Look how high I can jump. Okay, green light is on. We should be getting our stuff here soon. So next up, because these, I'm not entirely sure. We can make that one, although we have to do quite a few things for with Draconic Evolution to be able to make that. That is not craftable, and I've tried to figure it out, but I'm not entirely sure how to go about doing it. We have the Starfield creator, and we have the programmer as well. So this is what I've started working on with the Botania stuff. I have not made any progress on the programmer, and I've also started working on the Draconic Fusion Injector. For this we get the Angel Ring, which it uses 32 GP. We do not have enough grid power for that. Oops. That's kind of annoying. I'm not even entirely sure what it does. I can't fly for some reason. Okay, well, whatever. Oh yeah, it's not letting me fly. Why can I no fly? Uh-oh. That's not good. Is this messing with my ability to fly for some reason? Can we just put that up? Actually, I don't want to store it in my bag because I have a tendency of losing them. So let's just stick it in there. There we go. That was weird. I guess maybe it is. If it's I think some of the angel rings let you fly, and maybe that one does too. There's not a lot of information about it. And we can make more of them as well. Huh, okay, whatever. But, gosh, I forgot what I was talking about now. So yeah, I've started on the Botania stuff. This is, you know, as most of the other mods in this pack, it's something I've never played around with before. But I was trying to just get a handle on the basics so that I wouldn't look too much like an idiot here. So we have, you know, I of course started by making some floral fertilizer, which is not too difficult to make. This is the recipe that I was using, so you just need a bunch of yellow flowers and a bunch of red flowers. And what you can do in order to make the process a little easier is take your red flowers and, in fact, let me see here, that I have a dandelion there. So if you make this stuff, the fluxed phyto grow, which the regular phyto grow is made using niter, pulverized charcoal, and rich slag. And you can get the niter from, I think putting sand in an induction smelter is, I believe, where I got it from. And so you craft the rich phyto grow, and then you put the phyto grow in the energetic infuser, and you get the super powerful fluxed phyto grow. So you put in a dandelion and make sure you have water in it, and I think it gives you like 12 per flower. Yeah. and then you can take the flowers and put them in a pulverizer. There are ways to get more. For example, I think you can put it in a mechanical squeezer, yeah, and get 6. Well, a chance to get 6. And that one had 5. Nope, that's 3. So the pulverizer might be a pretty good option because it gives you 4 dye per flower. So that's how I got my hands on a bunch of dye and on the fertilizer, and then you can use the fertilizer to grow the mystical flowers, which is the kind of main crafting ingredient for a lot of the Botania stuff. And you'll need different combinations of flowers in order to create various things. A lot of things are crafted in the Petal Apothecary, which needs to be filled with water. And basically what you do is you throw in various petals and items, and out will pop flowers that will generate energy for you, or flowers that have certain functions. So here we have endo flames, which are not too difficult to make, nothing too complicated, and they're a good early flower to start with because they don't die and wither on you. Some of the generating flowers that generate mana for you will actually die after a period of time. So you can see for this we need 2 brown petals, a light gray petal, and a red petal. And just to kind of demonstrate for you here, that, and we need light gray and brown as well. You also always need seeds to throw into the apothecary. So if we throw these guys in, 1, 2, and if the recipe is correct, the little check mark with the plus seed sign will show up, and that's when you want to throw in your seeds, and voila, it will produce whatever it is that you're trying to produce. You do have to refill the water. I believe that there are ways to automate the water filling process, and probably ways of just automating it in general. Well, I have these setups. It was the first thing that I started tinkering with in terms of power, mana generation. Besides, there was like a hydrangea, I think, that guy. And they will produce mana using water sources, but it's really, really slow and not very effective at all. So I moved on to the endo flames, and these will produce mana using any kind of vanilla fuel source, so like charcoal. I think they might even use wood, coal, and so on and so forth. But I've moved on from those as a power source, and I've started making these guys. The Rosa Arcana will generate mana using XP, and so what I've done is I've hooked up the fluid ducts to the XP tank with an XP drain, or XP spout, whatever the heck it's called, to the black hole tank, which is connected to my creeper grinder. So it's taking all of the XP and pumping it into the tank, and then whenever I turn it on I can generate mana. I'm not sure if there's a way to automate the XP tap or not. If there is, like if you can turn it off and on with a redstone pulse, then I believe the mana pools, when they're full, they'll output a signal, and so you could potentially totally automate this so that the XP tap is only on whenever the mana pool is empty. Otherwise you have to do it manually. And I've also put a redstone clock here just because at first XP was pumping out way too fast, and so this just does a little pulse every so often and manages to limit the amount of XP that's released so that not a lot of it gets wasted. I also was trying to figure out other possible ways of bringing XP to this stuff. So I have all of these the solidified XP that I get from the mob farms, and so I figured that I might be able to use that, although to generate XP from it, you need to right-click it, and so I think this might be the only way of doing it, is with a mechanical user. I'm not entirely sure. I know that there's a way to turn this solidified XP back into liquid XP, but I think it requires a mod that we don't have access to. I think it's Ender.io. So unless the precision dropper would work, which I don't think it will, I think it'll just drop it in its solidified form, this might be the best, and it's kind of messy. It just flings the XP all over the place, which, you know, isn't bad because these can detect things, I think, within like a 3-block range. But I often end up with just XP kind of all over the place. I could put an absorption hopper over here to collect some of the XP, but then that would mess with my precision droppers, which are pumping out coal. Which the coal is coming from my wither farm, if you weren't aware. Just because it seemed like such a waste to just throw it into the recycler. So that's my power setup at this point. These are incredibly slow, but you know, you can see they're mostly full at this point, and those are the ones I've been using for the most part up till now. This one is decently fast, I think, for an early mana generation setup, and if I were to make more of these and you know, make a few of these set up to mana pools, I'm sure it would be a pretty decent early setup for Botania. And the way that this works is these will generate mana, then you need a mana spreader in order to kind of collect the mana and transfer it, and so you can connect the mana spreader to the mana pool with a shift right click will do it. And it honestly, I'm not a fan. It's kind of hard to figure out with this mod, like, if things are actually working or not. You can kind of use this guy, the Wand of the Forest, to do a lot of that stuff, but it's still kind of confusing. But I think you'll know if it's connected, because it'll be pointing down at it, and the little green laser beam thing will be coming out, as all of these are demonstrating for us. And you'll also see the mana pools start to fill up. So I believe that there is a tool that you can make. It's one of those bobble things. I think it's a monocle, maybe. The Manaseer monocle will let you see a bit more information about things, but I'm not entirely sure. So yeah, that's it. To get the mana spreaders and make the mana pools, you need living rock, and I think it's living wood. Is that what it's called? I think I may have it over here, actually. Yeah, it's living wood, and to get these guys, you pretty much have to make these pure daisies. I've kind of forgotten how I made it now. So you just use the Petal Apothecary with mystical white petals to make these, and you simply take some stone or some regular wood, for example, and put it around the white daisies like so. Give me that flower. Oh gosh. And after a period of time, they will transform. This could all be automated as well, but I'm not going to mess with automating a lot of this stuff, just because we only need a few items from the mod pack. And it kind of freaks me out every time the stone or the wood changes. You'll notice. You'll hear it here in a second. After you have, you know, a decent supply of flowers and stone and wood, and you've constructed a basic mana supply, the next thing that you want to create is the runic altar. Oops. Nope, don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. And you use this to, who would have guessed? You use it to make runes, but I've kind of forgotten how to make it. Most of this stuff is fairly easy to make. So you need either a mana diamond or a mana pearl. And to make those, you toss things into the mana pools. Actually, I will demonstrate for you right now, because we're actually going to make something. So let me get one of those guys and some diamonds as well. No, I don't want diamonds. We'll just do the ender pearl. Oh gosh, that thing makes a noise too. Oh gosh, yeah. Oh, things are happening. Things are happening. So if we just toss it in there, it'll turn into the mana pearl, and a basic recipe. I'm gonna make, I think, a mana rune, just because they're easy to make, and we also use them in the recipe for these guys, the Rosa Arcanas. So we need 5 mana steel ingots, which are made by tossing iron ingots into a mana pool. And then we need our mana pearl as well. And if you have a correct recipe, it'll start making crazy noises. And after a while, you will start seeing like lightning bolts and stuff. It's pretty cool. This mod, besides kind of how you interact with some things and how difficult it is to tell if things are working, overall this mod seems really awesome. Once the lightning bolts come down, that's an indication that it is ready to go. So to collect it, you have to actually put a piece of stone in the middle, and then you use your wand of the forest to collect it. Maybe. There you go. And the Rune of Mana is used to create, well, various things, but one thing that it's used to create is the Rosa Arcana. So that is how you make runes. Let's go ahead and put those guys up. The other thing that I made, because we have to start getting our hands on Terra Steel, and it's not an easy process, and it takes a lot of mana too to make just one ingot. But oh gosh, I've forgotten how to make it now. But that is, of course, why we have no, we don't have it. Did I put it in here? Yes, I did. The Lexica Botania will tell you pretty much everything you need to know. This is by far the most friendly in-game guide that I've found. But yes, you need to first create the terrestrial agglomeration plate. And that has to be placed in a specific way with living stone and lapis blocks. That's how you create the plate itself. And that's how you actually build it. And look at this, it'll actually visualize it for you, so you can see exactly how you're supposed to set it up. And then to make one piece of Terra Steel, you need a mana pearl, mana steel ingot, and mana diamond, which we can go ahead and attempt right now. Go away, Cole. So we need a single diamond and a single ender pearl. And I guess we could try to make more of this if we wanted to. But I'm not going to mess with that at the moment, I don't think. Because this is more a demonstration than anything else. Did we get everything? I think we got everything. So to get mana into this thing, the guide said that the easiest way to do so is with these sparks. And it's kind of a way of transferring mana without wires or anything like that over distances. I'm not sure how far away it would work. I think you lose mana over certain distances. But once again, you shift right click, I think, to link them together, maybe? Something like that. Again, it's kind of hard to tell if things are working, but whatever. I forget, do we actually place it on there? Yes, although I know if you get too close, you can pick it up. So once you have the ingredients, much like the rune, it'll just start to automatically work. And really cool visuals. Takes a little while for it to actually transform, though. And I'm not sure if you can do multiples at a time, or if you can only do one ingot at a time. Again, with like some precision droppers, this would be fairly easy to automate. And we get another Terra Steel ingot. Now we need these In order to, we could start making some of the interesting items. A lot of really cool like wands, and I haven't even tried making one of those yet. Like greater ring of magnetization, just all these cool little things that will that have various functions. But we need it to make the Elven Gateway Core. That way we can create a portal into the Elven world so that we can trade things. And we can trade mana steel ingots, I think, for the elementium ingots. And that is what we need in order to create the star thing, the star field creator. So we need 4 of those, some pixie dust, which is a mana pearl, and then some obsidian as well. I don't know if we'll get to that this episode, because like I said, I want to focus on trying to summon the dragon. But it's you know, what we're gonna do next. That, and also the Draconic Evolution stuff. But I think that's pretty much as far as I've made it as with the Botania stuff. I do need to work on making the portal next, and that's pretty much it, I think. I did start playing around with some of the equipment that Botania has to offer. This is like a portable source of mana that you can wear, and it can be improved using Terra Steel, actually. To charge it, you simply throw it inside of a mana pool. And I also made the Sojourner's Sash, which gives you speed, although it didn't seem to give me that much speed. But it also lets you jump a little higher, and you can also walk up 1 high blocks without any kind of, you don't need a jump or anything. So that's pretty useful, although it throws me off from time to time. Another thing that I made were some mana tablets. Those are really easy to make, and they'll store mana for you, and you can use them to transfer mana. The Elven trading requires a lot of mana, I believe, so I made a bunch of those to ensure that we would have enough power. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the Botania. I've also started working on the Draconic Evolution stuff in order to get the fusion reactor. I forget which one it is. The Draconic Fusion Injector. We need to infuse some of these basic fusion crafting injectors, and to do that, you take a basic fusion crafting injector, and I've already started infusing some of the wyvern ones. It takes a lot of power to do this, but you need wyvern cores, draconic cores, draconium blocks, and diamonds. So let me go ahead and make that stuff, and I'll show you how all of this works. Alright, so this is the fusion crafting core. These are the crafting injectors, and these pretty much shoot power into the crafting core and construct the item that you're trying to construct. So we want to infuse one of these guys. I already have it in my inventory, actually. So you just go ahead and stick that in, and then you can look at the recipe to see what exactly you need to place in. So we need the wyvern core, 2 draconic cores, draconium block, and so on and so forth. So we just go ahead and place the wyvern core. We place 2 draconic cores. Oops, I think, yeah, you can only place 1 at a time, maybe? I'm not entirely sure how it works, or if you can just place all of them like in a stack. And then the draconium block, and then on this side we want 4 diamond. I'm also not sure, gosh dang it, this is kind of annoying, people. Should I place 1 at a time? Unless I don't really need to be placing these individually like this. That is entirely possible. But once everything is placed, you go ahead and look at it, and it'll tell you if you have everything that you need. You simply press, it'll say start, and once it says that, you can go ahead and press start, and it will charge, and we get lightning bolts. Look at that. it's taken up a, well, I guess it's some power. It doesn't require that much for this, I don't think. Like 250,000. But it doesn't even phase my power source. Once again, some pretty cool animations. This thing freaks me out, man. I feel like it's looking at me or something, even though there's no head. It's weird. Do they hurt? No, it doesn't hurt. We are immune to electricity, apparently. And after a little while, you will get the thing that you need. Now, to make the wyvern, we're going to need 2 wyvern cores, some awakened draconium blocks, which requires dragon hearts, and that's why we're going to need to kill the dragons, and it costs 350 million RF. Like wow. Wow. Just to make 4 of them. But yeah, that's the basics of the Draconic Evolution fusion crafting injector and fusion core and stuff. But we're going to need to work on getting ourselves some dragon hearts, and in order to do that, we need to summon the dragon, which I think we should be able to use the basic. I don't know why you're in there, Mr. Stone Sword. We should be able to just use the basic vanilla summoning ritual, I think. Perhaps. I guess we will find out. Alright, one other thing that I wanted to show you before we head into the end is the Bow of the Wyvern from Draconic Evolution. It is a bow that you can upgrade. It takes RF power, 4 million RF power. And you can get some pretty interesting upgrades. For example, I have here an upgrade for arrow damage, so it'll do more damage. There's upgrades for like arrow speed and some other things, arrow velocity, you can get auto fire, explosions, magnification. I'm not entirely sure what magnification does. But we can't get any of the upgrades quite yet, so there's no point in using it. It's actually a pretty weak bow at this point, so I'm going to stick with my Power 4 bow. I'm not sure if this dragon is going to be harder than normal dragons, or if it's going to be the same, or what. But, and hopefully this works. I'm not sure. I've never done this before. I was reading on the wiki, and it said that you don't even actually need to use crystals. Oh, we don't want to go to the nether. We want to go to the end. There are bugs and glitches that you can use to spawn it without using crystals, which seems interesting. I have no flight besides the ender pearl here. Oh, whoops. I meant to put up my builder's wand. Oh well. Hopefully we don't lose it. So I went ahead and I built just a platform. I probably should have made this out of slabs to prevent the endermen from spawning, but I only thought of that about halfway through once they all started spawning. Actually, I am going to go ahead and put up my builder's wand because I don't want to lose it. It makes things very, very convenient. And I brought a syringe along because I'm curious to see if we can spawn the dragon using the spawner from RF Tools, the same one that we're using for our creepers. Although I realize that I'll probably want a jetpack or something in order to make that a reality, because collecting it from the ground here is probably going to be a little challenging. Again, I'm not really sure what to expect at this point, but we're going to see how this goes. Alright, it seems to be working, I think. But I don't think we can destroy them quite yet, right? Well, this is pretty cool. I didn't realize the vanilla game had this kind of stuff going on. I just hope we don't die. I just hope we do not die. Okay, we're a little... Okay, whatever. Let's go ahead and... So I don't think that's going to do much damage to us. I guess that isn't going to do much damage to us either. Oh, gosh dang it. Oh, no. Shift, get off. I told you, it's really hard to die with this thing. There we go. And maybe we can just hop from one to one. Oh, that kind of worked. Oh gosh, oh gosh, oh gosh. Let's go and eat an apple, just to be safe, although it doesn't look like we're losing much damage. The multi-shot is going to make this significantly easier, I think. I'm not sure if that consumes more than one arrow or not, though. The dragon doesn't seem any different, although I haven't actually started firing it yet. Boop. Dang guy, messing up my stuff. Let me up here, please. Like so, and then we have one more in the cage over there from the looks of it. Armor's still looking good. And whee! Alright, let's get to work on Mr. Dragon then. I'm not entirely sure what that does. I guess it's supposed to do damage to us, but our armor is simply too good at this point. I kind of remember this. I've played the dragon, or I fought the dragon like once in 1.12. But I haven't done it since then. Oh, are they? I think they're mad at the dragon, actually. Oh, stop turning, guy. Stop turning. And can we hit him? Yeah, you can't phase me, Mr. Dragon. There's nothing that you can do to hurt me, so long as my armor holds up, that is. Oh, you're so hard to hit. Oh, gosh. I think there might be an enderman after me. Hard to tell. It's hard to tell. Is one of you coming after me? Yep. I could use some more ender pearls, so I'll take that. Double check my armor. Oh gosh, this dragon's breath stuff is all over the place. I meant to have my blocks on the bar. Okay. And he's just about there. Oh, that totally hit you guys. I saw it fly right through your body. Stop running away from me, guy. Whoa. Well, that was interesting. Ooh, okay. Epic shader something or other. Oh, that's so loud. That is so loud. Whoa. How does that work? Oh gosh. Okay, I think we got it. We got the dragon heart. Dragon egg. Yeah, I kind of forgotten how to collect them. I think we need a piston or something, right? Or no, we just, don't we put it, okay, well I can't do it right here. Where'd it go? There it is. Ideally, I guess I can use my water here, right? Yeah, you gotta remember all those tricks there, guy. And let's just do something like that, I suppose. Oh gosh. Alright, now to put some additional blocks so that it doesn't like drop or anything. And we simply put a torch right there. Let's go ahead and cover up the hole like so, and if we break that it should fall under the torch, and there we go, we got a dragon egg. Alright, I love that I can jump up like that. Whew, it's still intense. Okay, that got us 12 dragon scales. So I'm gonna go ahead and fight another one, I think, because we're gonna need a few of these hearts at least, and we can also use that for the dragon egg generator from extra utilities. I don't know what that does. Epic shader grab bag. Shader dark fire can be applied to. Okay. Something for immersive engineering, I think. Whatever. Alright, let me grab some more of the crystals. I'm going to fight him again, and then we're going to make this dragon armor. Just because I'm curious to see how the flight mechanic works. Oh, I don't want to do that. No. Exchange those. Thank you very much. And probably want to grab some more arrows, right? Oh, we should have a ton in here because I turned that off. I wonder, can you just go ahead and start destroying these? No. Okay. You have to wait until it actually spawns. So that should be right now. Got it. Somehow we managed to actually hit him there. Having the vantage point here should help us to take some of these guys out. Oh gosh, dang it. Or not. Or not. Uh-oh, we're stuck. Like so. I think that's all but this one over here. Whoa. I don't know what's hitting me, but I guess it's the dragon, probably. There's definitely some more Endermen coming after me. Whew, okay. We got it good. That should. Well, that only gave us 2 more scales. So I'm gonna have to kill him a couple of times, I guess. I have to say I'm getting pretty good with this this ender pearl. Whee! that time we got 11. Oh, that's so loud. But that time we got 11. Oh, 11 scales. So I guess it just depends. I don't see an egg this time. I guess. Okay, well, it just fell right on the torch then. That was lucky. Let's go ahead and build this dragon armor. It's actually really easy to make too. It doesn't require anything but the dragon scales, I'm pretty sure. Yep, and you make it just like normal old armor. Okay, and that, and then the pantalones. So let's see what this does. Speed 3, oh, that's from, some of this stuff is from my environmental controller. And I guess it's hard to know. It's hard to know if I'm getting flight just from the environmental controller or from the armor, but we can test it out here in the end. Yep, no, we can just fly with this armor on. Wow, so this armor is pretty much creative mode. And we can fly wherever we want, for however long we want. That's pretty freaking awesome. Oh, there's another egg up there. Maybe I just forgot to collect that egg last time. I can't do anything with you there, guy. Anyways, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and probably kill myself a few more dragons, collect some more dragon eggs, and I will be back with you here. Well, actually, I'm not gonna be back with you. That's gonna be the end of the episode. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.